Hello and welcome to Bottoms Down, Chair Yoga for Everyone. I'm Carol and I'm so glad you've joined us today. We're going to continue with our warrior poses. We'll be doing more of today's practice from a standing position. Just remember, if at any time you want to have a seat, that's fine. So one of the things I like about how I've organized these classes is because if you do all three throughout the week, then you've learned kind of how to do them from seated, and then you learn a little bit more standing, and then by Friday, when we do even more standing, you can see how you're doing, right? You can build that strength, or if you feel uncomfortable, you know exactly what to do to go back to that seated position. And so I wanted to tell you, we'll be uploading this video to YouTube later on this afternoon to the Bottoms Down Chair Yoga channel. And the reason we're doing that is because I know that this time maybe not necessarily the best for everybody to do the live version. So you can always go and access those videos. And the other thing I've done there is I've organized them the exact same way as the classes are during the week. So there is a playlist. You just click on, there's a little button that says playlist, and it's got all the seated classes. Then you can click on the playlist that says, mostly seated, some standing. And then you can also do the one where we do even more standing. So I hope that makes it convenient for you to find the classes in the way that you want to experience it if the live classes don't work for you. All right, and one last thing, I would be remiss if I didn't ask you to click on that red subscribe button at our Bottoms Down Chair Yoga channel on YouTube. All right, let's get started. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is I'm going to move up. You just saw me already. I'm moving up a little bit forward in my chair, so we're not leaning back, right? We're sitting at least halfway up, if not even a little bit further forward in your chair. So let's go ahead and just think about grounding our feet and our sits bones. So we've done this enough that I think that you kind of get the feeling of it. But it's super important that we go ahead and make that body and mind connection at the beginning of our practice, each and every time. The next thing I want you to think about is pulling that belly button to the spine. So we want to always keep that core engaged. And it's super important. It's important every time. But as we are really going to be moving through our poses today, that is going to help you with balance. So keeping that belly button super tight is really important. All right, the next thing we're going to think about is lifting our heart. So kind of thinking about having a string on the top of your head and you're lengthening through the spine, getting that spine nice and long, and shoulders are down. Let's place our hands lightly on our thighs. Palms are facing up. Close your eyes. Focusing in on your heart center, letting go of everything outside of the room. Now just begin to notice your breath, just feeling that natural inhalation and exhalation. Let's move into that elongated breath. So feel like you're inhaling a little more deeply and exhaling a little more completely. Move into your diaphragmatic breath. Inhaling, the belly extends, fill the lungs with air from the bottom up. Exhale, pull the belly button to the spine and push the air up and out of the lungs. And breathe normally. We're going to do that again. We're going to inhale to 4 counts and exhale to 5. It'll be something like this. Inhale 2, 3, 4, exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and breathe normally. Let's do that one more time. We're going to inhale to 4 counts, and then I want you to exhale to just as many counts as you can before you inhale again. Go ahead at your own pace. And breathe normally. Bring your hands to your heart. Set your intention for today's practice. One more breath. Bring your hands back down to your thighs and open your eyes. Drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. Drop your chin towards your chest. Left ear towards left shoulder. Chin to chest. Go ahead and look up to the front of the room, and let's look over that right shoulder. We'll look center, and we'll look over the left shoulder. And we'll look center. Let's just do a quick cat and cow. So drop your chin towards your chest, pull the belly button in, round the shoulders. We're going to lift up. Thumbs to the back of the wall. And let's do that again. Round it down. And then lift your heart. Thumbs towards the back wall and breathe. Nice opening through that chest. One more breath and release it. Let's just roll those shoulders. And reverse it. All right, moving on. We're going to take our right knee, we're going to open it nice and wide. We're going to let that left knee fall down towards the floor. Now, let's go ahead and push the foot back for just a little quick stretch into those quadricep muscles. Now remember, lift the heart, right? Hands are resting on this thigh. So it's always a good idea to go do one of my warm-ups before this, but I understand if you hadn't, we're going to do just a couple of quick warm-ups, but then we're moving on. We're going to let that knee relax, and we're going to do that one more time. Heart is lifted. All right, drop that knee down towards the floor. You're up on those back toes. Bring your hands to your heart. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, hands to the ceiling. Inhale here. Exhale, move into that warrior 2. Flip that palm up and back. Move back to your warrior 2. Squeeze the muscles against the bones in those arms. One more breath and release it. Face forward. Okay, we're going to take this knee and we're going to open it up nice and wide. We're going to let that knee fall down towards the floor. Push that foot back into a little crescent lunge. Lift your heart. So we're looking over that front knee. Bring your hands to your heart if you want. You can hold the chair, that's fine. Either is fine. Let that knee drop for just a moment. We're going to press back into that crescent lunge. I'm up on those back toes. One more breath. Drop that knee down. And now we're moving into version 1 of our seated warrior 1. Inhale here. Exhale, hands to the ceiling. Inhale here. Exhale, we're moving into that warrior 2. And we're breathing. One more breath. Flip this palm up and back. Back to your warrior 2 and step out of it. Moving on. We're going to take this nice wide stance first, okay? Let's go ahead and take this leg long. Bring this knee in alignment with those toes. Come into that warrior 2 first, all right? We're going to take this back hand and we're going to windmill it down. We're going to move into that warrior 2. Warrior 1. We're going to windmill back around to that warrior 2. Let's do that one more time. Down and around to your warrior 1. up to that warrior two, flip that palm up and back, and step out of it. Whew, all right. Okay, everybody good? Take a little inventory. We're going to do that again on the other side. So we're going to start in that nice wide pose. This leg now is going to come down, straight leg. You're up on the knife edge of those toes. Remember, this knee is in alignment with those toes. Come into your warrior two. We're going to take this back hand. We're going to windmill it up and around into that warrior one. Let's windmill it back to the warrior two. And reverse that warrior up and back. Back to your warrior two. Back hand is windmill down and around to that warrior one. Back to the warrior two. Let's do that one more reverse, and up we go and take a break. Okay, I'm going to move to the side of my chair. This leg is extended long, right, up on that knife edge. Then either I'm hooking this leg around or not, your choice. Bring your hands to your heart, move into that warrior two. Woo, yeah. Flip that palm up and back. Let's go ahead and reverse that warrior. And warrior two. Now I'm going to take this hand, and if I come down, I'm going to hit my chair. So we're going to come up and over. That's the only reason that I do it differently. Inhale, we're going to come back to that warrior two. Let's reverse that warrior up and back. We're going to come back to that warrior two. We're going to go to warrior one more time. Up and around. Back to warrior two. Flip it. Reverse that warrior. And come out of it. Heel toe that foot around. Everybody doing okay? I know we're moving through them pretty quickly, right? Let's come to the other side. All right, are we ready? Whew, warrior two. Let's go ahead and, I'm sorry, I'm going to bring that leg around. I forgot to do that piece of it. I was like, this doesn't feel quite right. Now I know why. Okay, now it feels like I'm stretching. Woo! Warrior two. Here we go. Flip that palm up and back. Let's go back to that warrior two. Take this hand, this back hand, we're going to windmill it up and around into that warrior one. Move back to that warrior two. Reverse it. Back to your warrior two. Last time, up to that warrior one. Move to your warrior two. Reverse that warrior up and back. Back to warrior two. Whoo! Heel toe that foot up and around and come to a seated position. Okay, checking in. How's everybody feeling? You got to listen to your body. Remember, if you want to keep doing what we were just doing through those poses, just keep at it. We are going to be adding a little of our sun salutation. You know how to do that. We did that a couple of weeks ago, so you know exactly how to do it from seated. But if you're with me, we're going to come to standing. Now, you're going to be on the right side of your chair, okay? So you'll be standing on the right side of your chair, and you've got that chair there so that if you need it, you can grab a hold of it. I'm going to move mine out of the way because what's going to happen, I'm going to turn a little bit to the side. I just think you can see me a little bit better than with me just straight on as I'm moving through these warrior poses, okay? So I'm going to move my chair out of the way, but you keep yours right handy. Okay, so we're going to start in mountain pose. Remember your feet position, right? So we don't want them too wide. We don't want them right up close together. Just kind of that natural hip distance apart. Bring your hands to your heart. We're going to inhale here, and we're going to make that big circle around all the way up to mountain pose, right? Now from mountain, what's happening? You're pulling your belly button in. Your shoulders are down out of your ears. Take a deep breath in, and we're going to dive forward. You remember this, sun salutation. Right? Now, remember, you can have your hands on your thighs for your halfway lift. You can have your hands on your shins for your halfway lift. Your choice, depending upon your back. So let's all halfway lift. Remember, extending that spine long. So my head is shooting in that direction. My seat is shooting back behind me. I'm stretching, stretching, stretching. Now forward fold all the way down. High. Okay, let the head fall. One more breath. Let's roll up slowly. All right, bending the knees, bending the elbows. See how that feels? Are you dizzy? Remember all of those things? So your choice. Remember, you can keep doing that roll up slowly if that reverse swan dive gets you a little bit dizzy. Okay, let's do that one more time. Bring your hands to your heart. Big circle. Dive, well, one more time. We're going to be doing a lot, but one more slowly. Diving forward if that works for your back. Halfway lift, your choice of where your hands are placed. Forward fold, reverse swan dive or roll up to a standing position. All right. So remember that little flow. We're going to add that flow in. Now, let's concentrate on our warrior one, warrior two, and reverse warrior. And then we're going to put it all together. And we're going to finish the class with a vinyasa flow, so including all of those poses. It's really fun. Okay. So you're facing me. I'm going to face to the side so you can see me a little bit better. We're all going to take a big step back with our left leg. All right? Remember that back foot is at that 45-degree angle. Your hips are over that front foot, that front knee. Your knee is in alignment with your toes. Your knee is bent. Belly button to spine. Pull that belly button in. Lengthen through that tailbone. Hips are facing front. Bend that front knee. Bring your hands to your heart. Let's bring our hands up to the ceiling. And then we're going to move into our warrior two. All right, so I'm bending that front knee. I'm going to heel toe my toes out just a smidge because I can bend that knee a little bit more and I don't want my knee to go over my toes. I'm going to flip that front palm up and back. And I'm going to go back to that warrior two. I'm going to squeeze the muscles against the bones in my arms. I'm going to make sure my ribs are not forward, that they're right in the center. Pulling my belly button tight, I'm going to take a deep breath in. And this back hand and this back leg, I'm going to windmill it up. And I'm going to come out of it. Okay? You see? Now we're going to do the other side. It's kind of that same, nice and slow. And then we're going to put it all together. Okay? So we're going to take a big step back with that right leg. Remember, those back feet are at that 45-degree angle. Get those hips forward. Bend that front knee. Pull that belly button to spine. Extend that tailbone long. Bring your hands to your heart. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, hands to the ceiling. Inhale here. Exhale, we're going to move into that warrior two. Sink into it. Bend that front knee. Flip that palm up and back. Back to that warrior two. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Back hand. We're going to come up and out of it. Okay. How do you feel? Checking in, right? Everybody doing good? We're going to put all of that together. And we're going to do it 3 times. Okay? It's all good. We're going to be great. I promise you. And just remember, if you want to take a break, take a break. If you want to sit down and finish doing it from a seated position, it's all good. Bring your hands to your heart. Take a deep breath in. On an exhale, we're going to bring those hands up. Inhale here. Exhale, dive forward. High. Halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Reverse swan dive up. Bring your hands to your heart. Take a big step back. Come into that warrior one. Inhale here. Move to your warrior two. Flip that palm up and back. Windmill back together. Inhale up. Exhale, dive forward. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Reverse swan dive up. Bring your hands to your heart. Big step back. Warrior one. Move to your warrior two. Flip that palm up and back. Windmill back together. Reverse swan dive up. Diving forward. Halfway lift. Inhale. Forward fold. Exhale. Reverse swan dive up. Bring your hands to your heart. Big step back. Warrior one. Move to warrior two. Flip that front palm up and back. Back to warrior two, windmill up. Reverse swan dive up. Dive forward. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Reverse swan dive up. Where's your belly button? Bring your hands to your heart. Stepping back. Warrior one. Move to your warrior two. Woo! Flip that palm up and back. Are you squeezing the muscles against the bones in your arms? Warrior two. Windmill it up. Are you breathing? Up we go. Here's our inhale. We're going to exhale as we dive forward. Halfway lift. Extend that spine long. Head forward. Seat is back. Forward fold. Reverse swan dive up. Bring your hands to your heart. Stepping back. Hands to the ceiling. Warrior two. Woo! Flip that palm up and back. Windmill those feet back together. Reverse swan dive, up we go. Diving forward, belly button to spine. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Reverse swan dive up. Bring your hands to your heart. Last time, here we go. Step it back. Hands to the ceiling. Move to your warrior two. Flip that palm up and back. Windmill it back up to a standing position. How'd you do? Right? That was a lot of movement. Go ahead and grab your chair, grab some water, have a seat. So there was a lot of movement through that. I hope you were able to follow. So what happens is, the way I like to do it anyway, the way that I like to teach my classes, is we go nice and slow to begin with. We get the feel. It's a little bit of muscle memory, you know. And then we move into the kind of more of that vinyasa flow. And so I know today was pretty intense, and we did quite a few poses, and we did a lot of moving. I hope that it worked out for you. And just remember, you can always go and check it out again, right? Go along to YouTube, and maybe you want to do it again in practice. All right, let's do a couple of quick stretches, and we'll finish up. So we're going to take that right knee, and we're going to open it up nice and wide again. Let's do that Lord of the Fishes pose. So we're going to take that arm, we're going to bring it across our body, grab the chair, lift the crown of the head to the ceiling, and look over the back of your chair. All right, let's release that, and we're going to do that one more time. Just a nice stretch through the center of the body. All right, release it. Let's let that knee fall down just real quick. Another little crescent lunge, lifting that heart up. Release it, and let's do that again, pressing the back of that kneecap up towards the ceiling. And release. Face forward. This same leg we were just working, we're going to extend it long, toes to the ceiling. Lift and hinge. So as I'm letting my heart fall, I'm keeping my back flat. Let's lift up, and we're going to do that again. Extend. Let that heart fall. Keep that back flat. And release it. Okay, we're going to come into our seated pigeon. Remember that you can do ankle to ankle. That's fine. You can do ankle to knee. You've got choices. All right. I already feel the stretching right now. I mean, I haven't even moved, right? And sometimes this might be all you need. But if you want a little bit more, you're going to extend your spine long, keeping that back flat. Let your heart fall forward. Don't forget to breathe. Don't hold your breath. One more breath. All right. Let's go ahead and flutter our butterfly. Okay. Version 2. Elbow here. Chin on top of those fingers. Gently pressing. All right. Flutter that butterfly. And just do one of those two for the final version. Your choice. Okay, let's do the other side. So we're going to take this knee, we're going to open it nice and wide. Bring that arm across, grab the chair, lift the crown of the head, turn, look over the back of your chair. Release it, and we're going to do that again. Come across, lift, twist. And release it. Take this knee, let it fall down towards the floor. Push that foot back and lift your heart. You're on those back toes. You're kind of pressing the back of this kneecap towards the ceiling. Only whatever works for your body. Release it, and let's do that again. I feel that. I don't know if you do. All right. Let's take this leg, extend it out in front of you. Toes towards the ceiling. Lift and hinge. Go ahead and lift up and do it again. Ooh, little hamstring stretch. All right. Last thing, we're going to cross ankle to ankle or ankle to knee. Feel this first, right? This may be what you want, what you need. If you want more, extend the spine long and let that heart fall forward, keeping the back flat. Oh, yeah. That's the ticket. Come up. Give me a little butterfly with that knee. Extend the spine. Let that heart fall forward. All right. Give me a little butterfly. Oh, I forgot to show you. You know you can do this other version too. If you want to do that one. Oh, yeah. All right. Very good. Go ahead and sit back in your chair, all right? Now, if you just close your eyes or soften your eyes. Palms are facing up. Take a deep breath in. And a full breath out. Tend to the little things. A big difficulty is made of hundreds or thousands of small difficulties that were never addressed. A great achievement is built by making one small accomplishment after another after another. What will you be doing 100 days from now? Imagine the power of doing a little preparation for it today and a little more every day from now until then. Small things matter because they grow and assemble into big things. Small things matter because you are easily able to influence them. Look around right now and ask yourself, what small problems can you solve and what small opportunities can you act upon? Do the difficult things while they are still easy. Allow the passage of time to amplify the power of your positive actions. Tend to the little things now, and when they pile up, as they will, they'll do so to your great benefit. Drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. Extend the left hand down towards the floor. Flip the palm up towards the ceiling. And release it. Drop your chin towards your chest. And release it. Drop your left ear towards your left shoulder. Extend that opposite arm out towards the floor. Palm facing down. Flip the palm up towards the ceiling. And release it. Bring your hands to your heart. Honoring one another, we say Namaste. Thank you so much for joining today. Now, I want to talk a little bit about next week. We're going to be doing balance work. And I know you kind of think, I don't know how we're going to do balance work from a seated position. But we're going to be using a small ball, okay? And if you don't have a small ball, you may be wondering why I have a toilet paper roll sitting here. You can substitute this. So the same way that we'll be using the ball, you'll just have your foot on that toilet paper roll, and as we do movements and things, it's unstable, and it also, if you put too much pressure on it, you're going to collapse it, much like you would do the ball. So it's a great substitute for the ball, but if you have the ball, that's fine. Either are great. So I hope that you will bring those to Monday's class, and I will see you then.